Hi. So this is the third video in this series where we talk about how you can streamline your work in an end-to-end manner as it applies to an agency or any marketing department. Now, we are going to be looking at research, right? Now, if you look at like broadly, it can be categorized into two buckets. One is a quantitative research. So in the B2B environment, especially like ICP sizing is a very useful and so that's an example of quantitative research. And in B2C, it could be, let's say, you're researching on the latest trends in the Gen Z segment in China and Far East, right? So both. Now let's look at how to do this in AI Central. I'm just going to be sharing my screen, and okay. So okay, so I'm in the prompt studio in this in the dashboard, and I was actually just running this. So one thing, the first bit is to enhance the prompt that you're going to be using for the deep research, and for that, in the B2B, in the example, in the context of the B2B ICP sizing, you have to keep the knowledge base ready, and you have to select that. And because the knowledge base would have in the B2B case, it would have the ICP details, right? So you select that, and this is the prompt that I gave to the ICP sizing as per the knowledge base for a jewelry market. Give evidence. So this is important, important thing, which is give evidence for the important estimates that you are using, and give the final information in Excel apart from PDF. And then this is as per the workflow that you want. So you can see the detailed prompt that has been generated, and as per the ICP, and very importantly, it is saying how the kind of evidence that that is required for this deep research. And yeah, so this is and you can this is the enhanced prompt, right? You can save it and you can share it with your team and get feedback, right? Okay, so to run this, you have to go to the AI model section and choose deep research, and then you can select any of the models that you want, and you can run this deep research, and it makes sense to you can also, the advantage of this is that you can also check this by using some of the other models, and then you'll get additional context with respect to the deep research that you're doing. So uh, that's with respect to the that was just an example of the quantitative research. You can do qualitative research also, and I wanted to point out uh, how easy it is, sometimes to miss out on the fact that the main LLM models are not trained to a very great extent on various cultures. So there is a bias. So especially when you're doing global research, it's important to remember that. And I just want to show you an example. This particular, I just ran this query on DeepSeek, which is model based, which has been it's based out of China. So it's a lot of training around what is happening in China, and just said which are the top trends in popular culture in Far East and China. And you can see, what I do is first I will show you uh, the same query in Gemini. So this is the answer which I got. So you'll see short form, live streaming, music industry, K-pop. Okay. Now the same answer, if you ask DeepSeek, you will see a lot more nuance, right? So you'll see rise of domestic brands. Yes, short form videos, but it is giving you a lot of nuance, a lot of detail about what kind of short form videos. It's also actually the question was China and the Far East, so it is actually able to give for Japan, South Korea, and across the region also. So you can see the difference, the level of nuance which is there, and this can really impact the research, right? And research in marketing, that really determines how impactful that the execution activities are going to be, right? Goes without saying. So, uh, so yeah, I mean advantage of having access to various models. And from a workflow point of view, remember that you can add it to any folder that you want. So you can always come back to it. You can share with your team members so that they can also have a look at both, the prompt and the final research. That's really how you go about doing the research activities in AI Center. Thank you.